the appointment subcommittee meeting of May 19th, 2014. We have an agenda before us, and I will read them as in appearance that they appear on my agenda. The first being is the reappointment of Thomas Abadi, 106 Squire Road, Revere, as Assistant Harbor Master for a 3-year term. Is Dr. Abadi in the audience? He is not. Now, Madam Clerk, yes. This is the second meeting. He did not attend. Can we try to touch base with him and see if there's a problem? If he's still interested? Thank you. The next being reappointment of GeoSearch, Inc., 20 Authority Drive, Fitchburg, Mass. as a licensed drain layer. Is GeoSearch here? Hi. Come forward, please. Come to the podium. State your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Mark Bodette for GeoSearch Incorporated. Okay,
welcome. This is a reappointment. The members of the subcommittee, by the way, and I'll introduce them as Councilor Giannino, Councilor Morabito, Councilor Patch, Councilor Reardon. And also joining us this evening is Councilor Haas, Council President Zambuto, Councilor Penta, and Councilor Reardon is a member of the subcommittee. Any questions from the members of the subcommittee? No members? It looks like we're all in favor of you, sir. What we'll do is we will vote on this evening. I'll take a brief vote from the subcommittee. All in favor, all opposed? So ordered. You've been approved by the subcommittee. We'll forward this over to the committee of the whole for a vote. There's no need to stay in attendance because it looks like you go through. And a couple of days later, you can contact the clerk's office for the paperwork and go forward and do a good job for our community.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for your attendance. The next is the reappointment of Menino Construction, and they called in advance and said they will be unable to attend tonight's meeting. They will attend the next meeting, so we will put that on hold. Now we have the reappointment of J.J. O'Brien and Sons, Inc., 5 Fern Street, Waltham, as a licensed drain layer. Any members from J.J.? Come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, please.
Scott Falconer, 33 Northbridge Road in Mendon, Mass.
Welcome. This is a reappointment, sir.
Yes.
Any questions from the members of the subcommittee? Any questions from the members of the council? Councilor Patch.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I just want to make a point for the people listening out there that it's not that we give everybody that comes up here a drain layer the okay. They are thoroughly checked by the superintendent at DBW. We got bonds, all kinds of paperwork of past history, and we're just like the final step.
That's a good point, Councilor. Thank you for your input on it, because it is a process that they go through. It is first met by the Director of Public Works, and then it's forwarded on to the mayor for his consideration. And after the mayor decides that the person is qualified to his extent of his ability, he forwards it us for confirmation. So that's what we are, with the confirming body of the city of Revere. It looks like, J.J. O'Brien, that you're going to have no problems. We're going to vote favorably for this evening. We will ask the colleagues to do so again later on tonight's meeting. You don't need to be in attendance if you don't wish. If you'd like to stay, that'd be fine. You can, in the next few days, you can pick up your paperwork with the city clerk. Okay, congratulations, do a good job for our community. Thank you. Next is the appointment of Sean Farrell Excavating, Inc., 53 Gilbert Street, Quincy, as a licensed drain layer. Is any member of that company here? Not seeing any, we will hold that. Reappointment of CRL, Inc., 33A Mystic Avenue, Medford, as a licensed drain layer. Is any member? Please come forward, state your name and address for the record, please.
Michael Ruggiero, 8 Sunset Road, Stoneham, Mass.
And this is a reappointment?
Correct.
Any members of the City Council? Seeing none, there's a motion on the floor to approve. All in favor? All opposed? So ordered. You've been approved by the committee, the subcommittee of appointments. We'll forward this to the body of the whole this evening. There's no need to stay in attendance if you don't wish. In the next few days, you can pick up the paperwork with the city clerk.
Okay,
Congratulations, do a good job for our community. Thank you. Next is reappointment of Richard Petty. No, excuse me, appointment of Richard Petty, 35 Salem Street, Medford, Mass., to the Revere Resident Employment Committee. Richard, welcome to the chamber. State your name and address for the record, please.
Richard Petty, 35 Salem Street, Medford, Mass.
Welcome. Members of the subcommittee, Councilor Giannino.
Thank you. I just wanted to speak in favor of this candidate. I think he'd do a great job for our community, as he always does, so I wish him good luck in this endeavor.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other councilors from the subcommittee? Councilor Reardon.
Yes, I think Mr. Petty is not only a personal friend of mine, but he's very involved in union activities in the city of Revere. He's very involved with making sure that the hirings and people that contractors are working in both our best interests and the best interests of our working people in the city of Revere, and I think he'd be an excellent choice for this position.
Councilor Patch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm also in favor of approving this appointment. It comes from the mayor, and I usually go along with it's his appointment, and he has the he likes what you're doing. We've known each other for years. You've done a good job with the union, and I'm going to be in favor of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Council President Zambudo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I, too, will support Mr. Petty, and as we know, this is one of the mayor's appointments to the monitoring committee. This city council has 2 appointments of its own to this committee, and it is the Revere Monitoring Committee that sees that our residents get a fair shake on the jobs that are going on in our community, and I'm sure Mr. Petty is going to look out for the interest of our citizens here, and so I will support him this evening.
Thank you, Council President. Councilor Patch. Councilor Penta.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, probably about 15 or 17 years ago, I was the one that drafted this REO board up so we could have this involvement of union members, city councilors, administration, so the contractors just didn't come in here and bring people from out of state, out of town, and monitor. I'm glad that Richard's being reappointed, and he was on the board before, and they just started having meetings. I think they had several in the last couple of months, and I'm glad they're getting very active with it. And I think we'll just add to it with the other members on there.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Morabito.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just want to say, Mr. Petty, I am in favor with this appointment. I believe you have a lot of time vested in this community, and you're well-rounded on the economic status of this community, and I think this would be a good fit, this appointment for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Powers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I've had occasion over the past 10 years to observe Mr. Petty's actions with regard to making sure that local people in the city, blue-collar workers, are recognized, and making sure that all of the regulations with regard to the monitoring committee are adhered to, along with himself and Tony Peroni. I think they both do a great job in that light, and I certainly would have no problem supporting him when this comes for a final vote. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilor Powers. Well, Richard, it seems like you've got a lot of friends here that recognize the good work that you do, and certainly I enjoy your friendship, and you've always been a first-class gentleman. I've known you for years, and every single time we've been in each other's company, it's been nothing but good words for our community and good greetings for the citizens of our city. So I would be voting favorably for your appointment this evening, and looking forward to seeing you serve in our city, which I think you'll do a great job. There's no need for you to stay for the whole meeting of this evening. We will vote you out favorably from the subcommittee, and most of the council is here, so there's likelihood of confirmation is there. So congratulations, do a good job, and we welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you. appointment of Heimlich Landscaping and Construction, 65 Burlington Street, Woburn, Mass., as a licensed drain layer. Is any member of that organization here?
Right here.
You're there?
Yes.
I looked everywhere with there. Welcome. State your name and address for the record,
Yes,
please.
Todd Heimlich, 65 Burlington Street, Woburn, Mass.
You have nothing to do with the maneuver, do you?
Excuse me?
Heimlich maneuver. You don't
No,
have it.
nothing to
Okay.
do with
Just a joke. Any members of the subcommittee wishing to speak? Councilor Reardon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have to tell you that the Heimlich brothers is doing the stadium over. They're doing our stadium work down there, and I have to tell you something. These guys have been so responsive and so great with the neighbors and so great with with me as a city councilor and all the people that are involved in this. And you call them, you get an immediate answer. They're very, very cooperative. And I particularly want to point out that rarely do you see a contractor at the end of his workday line his trucks up in the center of and his equipment up in the center of the field, making it look all nice and neat. They're doing a fantastic job down there. I have every expectation that they're going to contribute to this field as being one of the best athletic complexes in the entire North Shore, if not the entire state. So I heartily endorse the appointment as a drain layer in the city.
Well, those are the exact words he used on Friday. We were golfing Friday, and he brought this up, and he said he couldn't believe how responsive you were to the neighborhood and the orderly manner in which you parked your trucks at the end of the evening. And that's a big tribute to you, sir, but it also helps us as elected officials to make sure during trying times where people are enduring the pains of construction that a little bit of consideration is offered out, and it goes a long way. So we really appreciate that here. Any other members of the council subcommittee wishing to speak? Any other members of the council? Is there a motion on the floor to approve? There's a motion on the floor to approve. All in favor, all opposed, so ordered. You will be voted out favorably by the committee of the whole this evening. There's no need to stay in attendance if you don't wish. The next couple of days you can pick up the paperwork with the city clerk. Okay. Do a great job as you're doing right now. Continue. Thank you, sir. Next is the appointment of J.A. Contracting Services, P.O. Box 6476, Chelsea, Mass. as a drain layer. How are you? State your name and address for the record, please.
Anthony Taverna, 10 Lawndale Ave, Chelsea, Mass.
Welcome. Any members of the subcommittee? Any members of the city council? Is a motion on the floor to approve? Well, looks like everybody thinks you're going to do a great job, and I know you will. You will be confirmed by the committee of the whole this evening. There's no need to stay in attendance if you don't wish. In the next few days, you can pick up the paperwork from the city clerk and do a good job for our community.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you. And finally is Miola Construction Corporation, 157 Clark Avenue, Chelsea. Please state your name for the record, please.
My name is Ralph Miola. I live at 35 Longwood Ave, Saugus. And I'm going for a drain layer license. I had a license here probably 10, 20 years. I don't even know.
Okay. Now, I've been told by the council president that there was a misprint that this didn't hit our calendar. So if councilors are looking for it on your calendar, it's not there. If there's any imperfections to what we're going to do this evening, the mayor can send a communique to us to tell us otherwise. But as far as we know, everything seems to be appear in order. So what we don't have is the paperwork in front of us.
Right.
But we are understanding that this is a reappointment.
Yes.
And if there are any objections, we can meet with that thereafter. Do you understand what that? You have an understanding of that, Madam Clerk? Yes. Okay. Any members of the subcommittee wishing to speak? Any members of the City Council wishing to speak? Is there a motion on the floor to approve? Motion on the floor to approve. All in favor, all opposed, so ordered. There's no need to stay in attendance of this evening's meeting. We will vote this out favorably and continue doing a good job for our community. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for your attendance. That concludes the Appointment Subcommittee meeting of May 19, 2014, and I thank you for your attendance.